Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Blast Away the Game Review. I am really happy to have you all here in the new year. Thank you so much for your support last year, and I really hope moving on in the year that somehow our community just booms and that we really bring some content that you all like. I know we're working hard on some video reviews. We got some new guides in the works. You're going to be seeing quite a bit of new content that you haven't seen before. Tutorials. You're going to be seeing some video reviews, some previews, some discussion pieces. So definitely a lot of content, and maybe even some vlogs for those of you that like video logs. So definitely stay tuned to that content. But today is going to be the first part of that new content you just heard me talk about, which is new guides. And that just happens to be for Fortnite's Battle Royale. Now, we cannot promise you a victory. We cannot promise you that this is going to lead you to winning. But we can promise you that this will help you familiarize yourself with a Battle Royale game. Every Battle Royale game starts out almost identical. You're going to be dropping in on the map from a vehicle itself. The best idea is to not drop in when all the other players are. So, resisting the want to just drop in to get where they are at is most important. And that is specifically for a good reason. Here I decided to drop in. Almost 30 players, I can guarantee you, dropped in this area. Within 2 minutes of dropping, boom, eliminated. I didn't even make it past the top 50. So taking your time, planning out your course of action is going to be best. The best way to do this is to take your time, watch for the flow of players to start trickling down, and find a location for you that feels like something you want to take advantage of. Doing the best thing your gut tells you is always going to be the best thing when it comes to these games. Your gut will not lie to you when it comes to a Battle Royale title. As you can see here, it did me good. I didn't run into another player. I was able to get some weapons rather quickly. I was able to get some wood so that I could build walls if I had to build walls while being shot at, going across a field. So in general, it was a good idea and it pays off quite well. The second thing you need to know is how the map works. As you can see on the screen, you have the blue zone, the white zone, and the purple zone. The purple zone follows then behind the blue zone, and that is where you will die if you are caught behind it. Now, it's not going to kill you instantaneously. You will take damage over time. It will deplete your health, but luckily for you, you can heal up. So your idea goal is to stay in that white ring, to try and farm within it as much as you can. If that means eliminating other players, do so. The second thing you need to know is map awareness. At all times, you need to know how much cover you have. Is it going to be safe for you to go there? And if you can, farm materials. And pay attention to that little ringing sound you hear that almost sounds like a Tinkerbellish sound, as I like to call it. That will always indicate a loot chest being nearby. I cannot stress enough how much not just visual awareness plays a role, but also your awareness to listening. These two things together are what will determine whether you win or you lose. Unfortunately, here's a prime example. You saw that purple shotgun very briefly up there on that building. I was not paying attention until I watched this part just for this guide. Unfortunately, that also indicated that there was another player up there. As soon as I started building my walkway, bam! I thought I was safe. I was eliminated at number 45. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Awareness, awareness, awareness. It plays a key role in success. So take your time. Don't get in a hurry. Pay attention to everything around you. If something looks a little off or you've seen a door that's sitting there hanging open, the chances are there probably is another player there waiting to eliminate you. So the best thing you can do is go back down, get back in the action, hunt down some materials, and get yourself resituated so that you can proceed from where you left off. Whether this means using restorative items ahead of combat periods, finding weapons that are more suitable to your preference, or even, as I've said, breaking down buildings, getting materials and resources from them, and moving on. Now, one mistake I've caught myself making, and it's a mistake that I even catch other players doing. They're leaving a lot of traps behind. Those traps can instantly kill enemy players. The other thing I see is players dropping gray weapons because they quote unquote don't do anything. Gray weapons should not be neglected. If you don't have a better alternative, it does not hurt to use them. Another thing you need to know is if you are running across large bodies of water such as Loot Lake, the best thing you can do is pay a lot of attention to your surroundings. As you can see there, I was caught with my tail in the wind. Unfortunately for me, I took a few shots, but luckily I had a restorative item which gave me some overshields, which gave me a bit more time to get out of there alive. Now, that would not have been the same had I not had it. Another tip here is, as you can see, I closed the door before I came in this building. Closed doors is the default state to all buildings. This will tell players whether or not another player has been there. The best thing you can do is close the door behind you every building you go into. This is because you have that door closed. You can listen for that door to be opened, which will indicate another player has entered that room. The other thing you can do is, as I've stated, farm resources. But one thing I cannot stress enough, if you are farming resources, you are making a lot of noise. Other players can hear you making that noise. So pay attention to your surroundings, whether you're doing it audibly or even visually. Pay attention to those surroundings. They are extremely, extremely important, and they are a key to your survival. Another thing, if you are going to build bases, do not do it in a wide open area. And if you are going to do it, make sure that you're aware of other players' locations. As you can see here, I'm about to take full advantage of having just watched this guy make his base. Yes, he gave himself an out. Unfortunately for him, I do have a shotgun, which is extremely awesome for situations like this. I was able to whittle his base down, I was able to leave him exposed, and I was able to eliminate him. And I can guarantee you, this has happened to me more than once. It is an extremely rookie mistake that many new players will make, and even some seasoned players will make it when they're trying to heal up or they're trying to go through their kit and get rid of items they aren't going to use. If you do find yourself in that situation, let the walls finish, and while they're finishing, bolt out that door that you left yourself and just leave the other player to wander about. Another thing I will advise, pay attention to that map as much as possible. It will tell you where you need to go every time it shrinks, because it's going to do it, and it's going to do it quicker and quicker and quicker over the course of the game. Average game length, I will not lie to you, can last between 10 and 20 minutes at most, and this is because this game is much faster paced than PUBG in many ways. Another thing you need to know is if you are running around in extremely open areas, make sure you have the resources to back yourself up. As you can see here, even in a new match, farming. But another thing I will stress, you can't hear it on my game or even in this video, but listen to the sound of treasure chests. These treasure chests are of the utmost importance if you are hunting for weapons, restorative items, and resources of any form. They will have them in there, and they will supply you with quite a bit. And I will show you just why this is so important. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch a little bit of gameplay without any music, and you're going to have some sound effects to get an idea of why I said this. If you are wanting to continue where I am talking again, please skip to 10 minutes and 30 seconds roughly. This will give you an idea of what is going on within this game. now that you do have a general idea of things to look for, you already know that listening for anything is going to be a key to victory. As you saw there, I was able to find a treasure chest, and I actually happened to find another one just by listening. And that's what I'm talking about, folks. Listening to what's going on in your surroundings is extremely important. So is looking for visual cues. The big thing with, say, treasure chests is they make a very specific sound, but also they glow, and it stands out no matter what terrain you're in, no matter what the lighting situation is. The darker the map, the brighter it is. So definitely pay a lot of attention to that. As you can see there, I even noticed there was a player nearby for that supply drop. But luckily, they were running the other direction. I did not have to worry about them, and so I was able to get the weapons and the resources I need, which included getting some ammo, a shield solution, some farming materials, and a new assault rifle if I had wanted. So it definitely pays off in the long run to pay attention to that kind of thing. The other thing is, look for hints that other players have been around. If you see guns laying on the ground and ammo missing, that is another big hint that there might be another player waiting around. And again, as I said, just listen to your surroundings. Right here, I found another treasure chest. That was 3 treasure chests back to back that I located. And 2 of them came out wielding some awesome resources I need, including epic sniper rifles, plenty of ammo, some crafting material, and even some restorative support items. So those came in a huge hand, and unfortunately for me, I don't want to stress the fact that these are important, so don't leave them around, because they are some of the most important items you can find. Yes, weapon rarity does matter, because there will be the better weapons depending on what they are. So the better the weapon rarity, the better the item altogether. But this doesn't mean that you should pass on taking away, say, resources such as ammo. It doesn't mean you should pass on bandages. All those items are key to success. The other key to success, as I've stated, is pay attention to your surroundings. And if you are being shot at like I'm shooting at this guy, make sure that you can build some form of cover. It does pay off in the end. And know what your weapons do. As you can see here, grenade launcher. General ideas, it's going to bounce ammunition around. It may not play in my favor, and it very well could come back to bite me. And unfortunately, it almost does. But another thing is, if you are collecting items from a fallen player, again, take a second, look at your surroundings. Make sure there are no other players waiting about. And if you think there might be, a really good suggestion I have is, if you have items such as a bush to hide in, use it. Let other players come about, see what they're doing. Don't think you have to fight if you don't have to, because you really don't have to fight other players. It is optional to pass on those skirmishes. And it's even a great idea to take your time, get yourself healed up, and figure out what's going on in your surrounding area. Just like I said right here, I got caught with my tail in the wind, and unfortunately, the outcome for me doesn't work. But hopefully, this guide does help you all. Again, I'm your host, Dustin Rev, here at Blast Away the Game Review. I want to thank all of you for tuning in last year. I really hope to see all of you return this year, and I do hope this video helps you. If you have any questions, as always, please let us know in the comments below. We will respond to them as quickly as possible. If you have any suggested guides or tutorials you'd like to see, again, comment and we'll see if we can make that happen. Thank you for tuning in, and please hit that subscribe button.